morning, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the Capitol, where you are always welcome. I want to thank Sue and Reverend McGuire, and of course the New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms, for inviting me here today to be a speaker. I will speak briefly because we have many of our friends in the legislature who are also waiting to speak with you. And I think you highlighted one of the legislative fights that we've been having here in Albany. As you saw from that video, there are some great things we could do for the women of New York State. But unfortunately, that legislative plan has been hijacked by putting in something that is a poison pill to so many of us who believe in the sanctity of life. And with that 10th point, they really have accomplished absolutely nothing for the women of New York State. We went home last year on the last day of session very upset that we weren't able to strengthen the laws of domestic violence or protect women from housing discrimination, from making sure they have equal pay. We weren't able to protect them from human trafficking or prostitution, all because of a poison pill in that bill that so many legislators, like myself, could not support. As you know, or you may not know, let me just explain how it broke down last year. The Women's Equality Act was brought up in the Senate as separate bills, as it should be, right? We should be able to debate and discuss each component of that act on its own merit and let democracy actually take its course, which is something that the State Assembly doesn't necessarily like. The State Senate overwhelmingly passed the 9 points of the legislative agenda that they could all agree on. They did not have the votes to do the abortion expansion. And in the State Assembly, unfortunately, instead of passing those 9 bills so we could protect women right now, what they did instead was put forward that one big, ugly omnibus bill that included abortion expansion, which, after a poll was taken in New York, shows that more than 70% of people, whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, are opposed to that abortion expansion component. So, the very legislative conference that claims to be the supporter of women, the defender of women, the protector of women, actually failed the women of New York State by not passing 9 very good laws that would have protected them from pay equity, human trafficking, domestic violence, and housing discrimination. That's right, we went home with absolutely nothing last year. And again, the same thing is going to happen this year, unless you all go speak to your legislators and tell them to bring the 9 points that everyone agrees on to the floor of the vote, for a vote. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. When you go see your legislators after this, your state assembly representative, tell them, let democracy take its place on the floor of the New York State Assembly. Let those 9 bills that the state Senate have passed that would protect women across our state come to the floor, have a debate, have a discussion, and vote on each one based on its merit. Don't try to shove something down the throats of New Yorkers that I gave the wrong number before, actually 80% of New Yorkers oppose. So can you guys do that for me today? We'll make sure that we send a message that we're not going to expand abortion here in the state of New York. I come from New York City. New York City actually is the abortion capital of the nation. Already 40% of pregnancies end in abortion in the city of New York. And they feel that they need to expand the laws further to allow it during a 3rd trimester up to the 9th month, really whenever you want. And I think it's wrong. I think it's a very terrible thing what they're trying to shove down the throats of New Yorkers, and I hope that you will get out there today and tell those assembly members to please let democracy take its place. Let's vote on the merits of the 9 pieces of legislation, and let's move forward today to protect the women of the state of New York. Thank you.